spring update, I guess. Hard to say it was spring. On the second job now. These were from the first job. Apartment maintenance. So some glass. Double pane. This. Single pane. These are for our door. So these should be tempered glass. I don't know about this. So this is going to be the Mark III. Eventually, the Mark III solar oven. These two. And then there's a cold frame for plant starts. And then these are just some kind of apartments. You have flags that you put outside. So these are like 16-foot fiberglass, you know, single thing. So I'm going to use those as poles, Mercy poles. And the guy gave me some blankets, 2 blankets, some cups. Not a whole lot. You know, I don't think I've done anything really in here. Just collecting those. Yeah. I did get some chain link fence. Not 100% sure what exactly I'm going to use it for, but it's nice to have. It's kind of the process I've been doing. So I got the first 10-year supply of like carbs, you know, probably about like a 4 or 5 year maybe supply of carbs, you know, the old food wall I had over here. Those are in Ziplocs. That's what I'm going to go through first. Those I have stashed away. I need to make a stash spot for these things right here. This is my 30-year supply, you know, like years 10 through 30. So like the last 20 years, you know. I like a 30-year supply of food. What do you call it, 40? So what do you call it? In rough shape. So, you know, dislocated tendon in this thumb. Dislocated something in this wrist. Torn thing in this knee. So this knee swells up and likes to hyperextend now, you know. So my ligaments and joints are just falling apart pretty quick. So I would think 7, you know, enough food to last until 70 should be plenty, you know. And this is just a quarter of it, you know. But this isn't all of it, you know. This is the beginnings of it. This is what I'm prepping right now. These are Mylar bags, you know. What is this? 2 original mac and cheese. 1 shells and cheese, you know. What do we got here? Cinnamon toaster cereal. Honey graham toaster cereal. Some sugary cereals for desserts, you know. 2 5-pound bags of flour. I like a 1-pound bag of rotini. So those are Mylar bags. Iodized salt. Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers, so these should last 30 years, 40 years indefinitely, you know, without going bad. There is some, you know, Ziploc bags are nice for like a 10-year. I think they'll last fine, you know, but they're not like proper storage. This is proper storage right here. Waterproof, light-proof, oxygen depleted, you know. This is for long-term storage. I also got a bunch of bullets, you know. I got a 22 long rifle and some 270 Winchester. 22 long rifle for general shooting, and then the 270 Winchester for deers. I probably got like 4, you know, I figured I'd go through maybe like a 30-pound bag of fertilizer, just a 10-10-10 general purpose fertilizer. 30-pound bag every year. So I got 4 bags of fertilizer in here, probably like 400 rounds of 22 ammo. I got some more 22 ammo in Ziplocs, you know, but this is long-term storage. I got maybe like 200 rounds of 270 in long-term storage. So these things I'm going to be hiding under the barn. That'll be the stash spot for these 30-year supplies. It'll be a barn floor will be raised up probably about 2 to 3 feet, you know, off of ground level. So then, like, under that ground level, that we'll tunnel over to what will eventually be the bathroom, toilet, composting toilet. Yeah, so the barn will eventually be like raised up 2 or 3 feet, and that'll give me more water pressure. The barn is also the water catchment slash, you know, basically the shed on steroids, using the roof of the barn to catch the water, having a bunch of proper water tanks in the barn, and growing my fish in the barn, as well as like keeping things. You know, when you're growing your own food, you need a place to dry it, you know, where the squirrels aren't going to eat it. Like the squirrels were eating my wheat while I was trying to dry it. That looks interesting. Wonder if that's a little rabbit burrow. Got the nice fire ants. Fire ants are mean. Fire ants all over my hickory. Started using some of the wood. So these are the plum trees. Plum, whatever that is, fig, and then a plum. These plum trees didn't really lose their leaves over the winter. They kind of kept their leaves. So I just gave them a spring update. It's basically just gardening. You know, that's kind of the additional preps. You know, prepping, starting my 30-year supply. So, you know, it costs about $1, maybe 50 cents to do a Mylar bag and oxygen absorbers for the food. You know, it's kind of like right now, you know, a pound of beans is $1.50. You know, so it's kind of, food is getting to the point right now, cost-wise, where it makes sense to invest in that, you know, 50 cents of packaging to do it. It's still cheaper this way than buying, you know, emergency food rations from, you know, whatever. You know, they charge an arm and a leg. Plum tree, gave it a, you know, a bag of compost manure mix. Plum tree, gave it a bag. Fig tree. So the figs die back, but I guess in this is like a warmer area. This is you know, that's east. That's where the sun rises. I'm guessing because it gets hit by the sun early in the morning, it defrosts everything pretty quickly. So there was no winter dieback on this fig, and these plum trees kept their leaves all winter. So this is definitely a warm slope right here. At least this winter it was warm. So digging out that bathroom trench, I moved, found one of the irises over there, like Vika's iris. I planted it over here. It's getting ready to flower. It's a nice moist area, you know. This has got a bunch of little tadpoles in it. Hard to say what type. So I moved over that thing. I'll try to keep it full of water, but it's probably not going to stay full of water. You know, I have to come out unless it's a rainy summer again. But otherwise, I just don't come out here often enough because this is too costly. Bad news is the apple trees. This is one of them. I don't know if it's dead yet, so I left it. It's not blossoming out, leafing out. You know, the armadillo got to it pretty bad. It's a pear tree, store-bought, and it's actually got some nice little baby pears. Hard to say how many. Probably about 4 pears maybe this year. Last year it did blossoms but no pears. This year it's actually got some little pears. I might do some apple trees like this. So I did some grapes, more perennial. So I did this bed. It's kind of this is like a berm. So the water runoff comes down this slope and then down the driveway and erodes the driveway. So this is a way to water this stuff because it's catching that water runoff, and it's a way to stop that water runoff. So use these logs, you know. Started taking down the shower, winter shower. Use some of the winter shower logs and the other logs I've had over there. They're nice and rotten now. So they're not going to suck up all of the nitrogen that's in here. They kind of got their nitrogen from all the little beetle poops and things, you know, and borers that have been boring through it and beetling through it. But anyways, they'll hold water too. And kind of to keep the armadillo out, I gave it this thing of fencing. To keep the armadillo and the deer. Before I head out today's Sunday, I'm heading out. After this, I'm going to give this a little rope, you know, just to keep the deer out. But I'm going to try out some, this is a grapevine. It's either a white grape or a purple grape. And then over here I got another grapevine. It's either a white grape or a purple grape. So I got, you know, one white and one purple grape. This gets a lot more sun. I tried growing grapes in the back. Probably 2 or 3 years in a row, you know, and they just kept dying. And I'm thinking it was probably because it wasn't getting enough sun. So over here, this gets a lot of sun. This front bed. These are some peach seeds, yellow peaches. So seeds that I kept in cold stratified in the fridge over the winter. You know, so I got 4 peach trees now, little seedlings. There's a peach tree and another little peach tree. That one right there used to be an apple tree, but it died. A mouse went through and ate the bark off the roots of all but one of my apple trees. So I got this, I gave these, you know, some compost as well, compost manure. So this used to be an apple last year. Now I'm doing that little peach tree right there. And this used to be an apple tree, a peach tree. I think that one got killed by the armadillo. This one, the mouse had burrowed down right at the base, and I'm guessing it started to eat it. This apple tree, one of my specialty apples, either Granny Smith or Gala. But it survived, so it started eating the bark off of the root and eating the root, but it didn't finish. This was my other specialty one. You know, you can kind of see right here where it had burrowed in and was eating the roots. And it just ate the bark right off the thing. This one was my other specialty, you know, either Granny Smith or Gala. So the armadillo killed, it looks like armadillo killed all my Red Delicious. And now, you know, I got either a Granny Smith or a Gala, but neither, you know. Still got these though, still. They're cool. Some Johnny jump ups. So I originally planted them in here. There's a potato coming up, and a Johnny jump up. I was hoping for more potatoes coming out of that, but it doesn't look like it. Do get some. So these are 2 apple trees that have sprung up from the roots where I started those. They're flowering, or they're not flowering, they're leafing out. So they're still good. That's still good. This fig is actually doing really well. This looks like it'll be probably like a 250 to 300 fig year off of these 2 trees. I mean, it's just like, it looks like Brussels sprouts. It's just so many. This guy as well. Just not as loaded as that front one. Front one is really loaded, but this front one hasn't really made any figs yet, so this is kind of like its first figs. This thing is doing great. You can actually see the asparagus now. It's so thick. It's like as thick as my pinky almost. I did buy some asparagus seeds, but because I wasn't getting any seeds off of these back here, these asparaguses, but this one's definitely gonna make me some seeds this year. It's loaded with flowers. that's where the goji berry started. They've migrated over here. I did do some goji berry cuttings. They're taking off. Got some nice escargot. It's a big snail, you know, it's escargot size. This one's actually making some strawberries. So these are some all-star strawberries back here. The garlics kind of look like little patches of weeds, you know, because I never pull the garlic, so every year they split, the bulb splits and makes more. They don't get that big, but they get more numerous. This is the beginning of a pawpaw flower. It'll turn like a burgundy color. The beginning of a pawpaw flower, the very beginning. Another beginning of a pawpaw flower. So last year this thing had one flower. This year it's got a handful of flowers. Maybe it'll actually make a fruit. It's tricky finding pollinators around here. There's not a whole lot of pollinators in this woods that pollinate pawpaws. Pawpaws are everywhere, but just so few pollinators. This looks like it may be... No, it's not. Yeah, maybe it is. No, it's not. I was almost thinking that that was a gooseberry. Gooseberry. Rhubarb. Gooseberry's doing good. This thing's doing good. Kind of like a boysenberry-ish thing. It's actually spread, pretty much taken over this bed. Keeping this. Turns out this is a, I think this is going to be a persimmon. Some goodies. And there's that fruit tree. I'm gonna harvest this dirt in that dirt at some point, and probably that dirt right there, and maybe topping off that or something. Nice little garlic cluster, you know. Got a lot of these little garlic clusters. It looks like this blackberry died. You know, this was a you know, thornless blackberry, but it looks like it died. The store-bought tropical mulberry doing good. I never got around to moving this one, another persimmon. So I started taking down the thing, and I gotta do something with all this wood so I can do my foundation footings. Maybe do probably just do a metal base, you know, metal, kind of like, probably do it like the shack, you know, with the lower, probably 2 courses will be metal, just so rain, you know, termites and rain, water doesn't get it. Some mustard, kale, over there, some more kale. I need to go around and spray the blackberries, probably next visit out, next trip out here, spray blackberries to keep them from encroaching, the wild blackberries. I think this is another raspberry. That raspberry in the back is not doing good. Not enough sun, I don't think. Store-bought blueberry right there. Some little, those blueberry cuttings I did. There's one. There's one. There's one. There's one. Those ones look like they're gonna root out, or already have rooted out. But out of that, you know, this one's like the best one right here. This one's got the most roots. Those are wild blueberries. Most of those wild blueberries didn't make it. Like probably about 150, only probably about 5 are gonna make it, if that, you know. Another store-bought blackberry, thornless, bushy. Some flowers, perennial bean, just a regular pea. I like peas, you know, like split pea and ham soup, split pea soup, mushy peas. So I got some peas, peas and beans, beans and peas, peas and beans, beans and peas. There's a bunch of potatoes in here. I got some horseradish, some Stuttgart onions, some more strawberries, and other things kind of on back order that I'll be planting in here as well. So this is a little rickety, but that way I can access it and plant more stuff when they come in, you know. I got a lot of different stuff growing. You know, put some more asparaguses in here, some Mary Washingtons. There's a little baby Mary Washington. This is a cutting. Goji berry cutting. It looks like it'll take. Kind of hard to tell because it's right from the top. Some peanuts, peach tree, potatoes. This is the main thing. More perennials, you know. Berm. Eventually I'll do some more berms. Around and around and around. But that probably be a year or two from now. So that's it for this video.